Hey everyone, what is going on? Hope you guys are having a good day. Got some more good news from the Cronus Max team. Zen Studio software is now version 1.0.10. So it is now available for you to download for your software. So this is not a firmware update, this is a software update. And it came with a few various fixes for the user interface menu. So a few things here. It added Nintendo Switch support to the Max Mapper, which was a definite big helper. Last year, I modded my arcade 1-up into a Nintendo Switch, which is something that is very sought after in the arcade community as far as mapping the controls using the Cronuszen. And I had to use another adapter to kind of make things work with my arcade controller, but I was able to map it out. But yeah, the user interface I can tell now is much better, which I'll show you guys in a few minutes. Added better handling of file prompts in the compiler tab when file changes are detected outside of Zen Studios, and plus it adds different other UI fixes in the device monitor. Output protocol labels updated for next gen. So I've already downloaded the software. I'm going to show you what the current software looks like, and then I'll show you some videos of me putting my arcade 1-up cabinet together when I modded it with the Nintendo Switch. So unfortunately, I never got around to fully editing that video, but I did go ahead and do it. One of the reasons or things that kind of held me back was I didn't really want to post that video while the development team was still working on the software. So when I worked on that video, I was part of the beta team, actually I still am, but I was part of the beta team and it was still in a beta phase while I was working on it. I was like, you know what, if I post this video, people are going to assume that this is how the software looks or works, and I figured out how to get it working, due to certain things being limited on the Cronuszen at that time. But again, this is a ever-growing platform or device where they're constantly adding new things to it. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our plugins, and this is the Max Mapper. This is the controller mapping software. So yeah, this was not available last year when I first got the Cronuszen back in February, if you guys watched that video. So here you can map all your buttons. I had to do it manually when I did it and kind of figured out everything. So this is one of the drastic changes that they have added to the Cronuszen. So this is really huge for people who have a Nintendo Switch, being able to figure out what buttons will be able to map to other sticks and other control devices, and being able to adjust the sensitivity. I do have some other recorded gameplay. So when I was modding my arcade cabinet, the joysticks that I use weren't compatible with the Zen because they weren't an official or authentic controller. So I had to plug it into my Cronus Max and then use the Cronus Max to adapt into the Cronuszen. The Cronus Max was set at a PlayStation 4 controller, I believe it was, and that's how I got it to detect on the Cronuszen, because it wouldn't recognize my USB modification sticks that I use, or my USB encoders that I use for my arcade cabinet. But fortunately, I was able to get it to work this way. For those of you who are looking to mod or use a Zen or Cronus Max or something of that nature to put this in an arcade cabinet or map your buttons, again, this will work with the Cronuszen, and this is what I really suggest using. Really, it's been impossible from a lot of the other videos that I've seen and people that I've talked to using the Brooks device, and also using a couple of the other devices. You can get about 98% compatibility mapping all of your controllers with some of the other ones, but games like, I think it was Pokemon Go or Pokemon Tournament, you couldn't map all the buttons with the other devices. So that's one of the reasons why I love the Zen, is that it allowed me to get, or it gave me that flexibility to pretty much map everything that I needed to map. Now, if you are using this, again, I believe the Cronuszen is the best device that's been around for quite some time, and it should be the best device of 2020. Go ahead and make sure all your firmware is updated anyway. Update your software, and you should be pretty much good to go. If you guys need any assistance, you can message us on the forums. Again, I'm not with the official team, That's just one of the forums that I help run with several other people. But yeah, I will try to get my video, hopefully this week, maybe this month, up when I modded my Nintendo Switch using the Cronuszen. Just gives the community some other varieties of things you can do with the Cronuszen, because I know most of the time people use these things for aim assist and everything else, and that's fun and all, but this Zen has thousands of uses which you can use for your gaming life, and it's not just centered around one particular thing. Again, guys, this is Kiodiekin. I hope to catch you guys next time. I will have some additional updates as well as some other comparisons. I'm still going to do a full keyboard walkthrough. I'll probably try Gears of War, because that's probably one of the more difficult games to try to map using a keyboard. I know the games like that were particularly made for controllers. I started off my gaming years ago, but well, not really started off my gaming, but after I adapted leaving console back in 2000 or 1999, I moved over to PC, and I can tell you that there are certain games made for mouse and keyboard, and then there are certain games that are made for controllers. And personally, I believe Gears of War is one of those games that is made for a controller and not a mouse and keyboard. So we'll take a look at some settings, and I'll get back to you, let you know how that works out. But again, there are plenty of mod potentials that you can use for the Cronuszen. It has tons of features. So let's take a look at some of the other ones here really quick. These are some of the other features. You have your Nintendo Wii controller here, so you can map a Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Switch with your Cronuszen. You have your Xbox 360. You have your PlayStation 3 controller. And then of course you can set your output over here on the right, depending upon what type of unit you have. So these are just all the settings that they have added here. I do know that they changed, because this was not originally here the last time that I looked at it. So you can set all your sticks here. And I do know one of the hardest things to map using these sticks was the plus and the minus button. So typically with any type of set here, I'm glad all of this is added. So whatever controller you're using, you can, let's take a look here. Let's move this around. Let's move this to Nintendo. No, not Nintendo. Let's use a PlayStation controller. All right, so now you have the option to see everything here on the right. And again, I don't believe this was originally here when I did my mod last year with the Nintendo Switch. But again, if you are using this for other gaming purposes, you now have more flexibility to map your controller to how it should look on a Nintendo Switch. Because again, it was kind of a difficult battle for me. I think I had to use I think I may have had to use the Max combo plugin or something, but I don't know. All right, guys, just wanted to give you that quick update. Make sure you update your Zen. You should be good to go. Catch you guys next time, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.